Okay, so welcome back everyone for another live game of cricket. Is day 3, session 2, second test game, Sri Lanka tour of West Indies, and we are back again to continue with that last session. There's still one more session left in the day. And welcome everyone on the YooCric. Shy Hope, Justin Greaves, building a partnership, and they're still trailing by a lot of runs. And just single from that over is Vivian Sundara. Just one run coming from it. West Indies 187 for 4 after 70. Shy Hope on 21. And Justin Greaves is also on 21. An interesting thing, both the batters have scored 2 boundaries each. And then they need a lot of patience and resilience. West Indies, it's gonna be a tough day ahead. But let's see. This partnership would be really crucial to Shy Hope, the experienced wicketkeeper batter. And Justin Greaves, hoping to build a strong innings. And Sri Lanka have taken 2 crucial wickets in that previous session. Fine spell from Prabhat Jayasuriya. The left-arm spinner has bowled tirelessly and tested the outside edge of the batters on multiple occasions. He was rewarded twice in that first hour after lunch. He firstly removed Amir Jangu after the left-hander nicked off to FSL. Soon after that, Kevin Hodge nicked off to the keeper. Shy Hope and Justin Greaves are in the middle, and they will need to put up a special effort here if West Indies have to avoid a follow-on. Prabhat Jayasuriya back into the attack. Starts off with dot balls. Welcome everyone on the YooCric. And if you look at the wickets so far and the fall of wickets in this first innings for West Indies. Brandon King 33 for 1, then John Campbell 122 for 2, Amir Jangu third wicket 135 for 3, and the last one Kevin Hodge 144 for 4. Prabhat Jayasuriya and Asita Fernando getting 2 wickets each. And that's a single first run of this over. And batters need to do something special on this day. And if you look at the upcoming batters for West Indies, the captain is still there to come out, Roston Chase. And that would be the last hope. Then they have bowlers, Alzari Joseph, Samaj Joseph, Jaden Seals and Anderson Phillip. With that dot ball, last ball of this over. Prabhat Jayasuriya just bowling into the right lengths. And that's a dot ball again to end this over. Single again from it. Prabhat Jayasuriya has been excellent today with the ball. He bowled 21 overs, 2 wickets, 43 runs. West Indies 188 for 4 after 71 overs. Shy Hope on 22, Justin Greaves on 21, and they are trailing by 361 runs. And if you look at the wickets, John Campbell played really well. Scored 72. Brandon King, 17 runs for him. Kevin Hodge, just 31. And Amir Jangu again failed. He failed in this first innings. Just 9 runs for him. And back with the new over. Dot ball to start. Vivian Sundara continuing with his 19th over. And if you look at the bowling units, number of bowlers they have used Sri Lanka, they have just tested 5 bowlers. Asita Fernando, Isita Vivian Sundara, Milan Ratnaike, Prabhat Jayasuriya, and the skipper Dhananjaya De Silva. And back-to-back dot balls. West Indies, they need to be careful with wickets now. They need a strong innings, a solid partnership. They have that experience. Shai back in this game. And another single. With a dot, just 2 balls left in this over. And if you look at the fielding setup, there are around 6 fielders inside the circle for Sri Lanka. A slip in place, a fielder at short square leg. With that dot ball, last ball left in this over. And if you look at few overs, they're just getting 1 run every over now. And that was down the ground. There was an appeal, but I think he's safe. But I think there was no contact with the ball. Yeah, there was nothing. And that's a boundary. Justin Greaves finding the boundary of that last ball. And that was a cheeky boundary. And that's a hook shot beside the keeper over that fine legs. A lucky boundary to end this over. 5 runs from that over. West Indies 193 for 4. Shai on 23, Justin Greaves on 25. And they're trailing by 356 runs. Warm welcome to everyone on YooCric. This is day 3. It's session 2. And that was that. It's Jayasuriya back again with his 22nd over. And there you go. Welcome boundary. And that's played nicely. But I think that's just one. That's not a boundary. Just a single. And 50 partnership up between Shy Hope and Justin Greaves of 91 balls. 50 partnership stand between these batters. And there's a leg slip in the place. Jay Surya. Oh, played it towards that fine. Back to back dot balls. Jay Surya consistently bowling at the right lines, putting that pressure. It would be a real test for the batters at the day 3. This time he flicks it toward that deep mid wicket for a single. Grave singles on the leg sides. Played nicely so far. And with that dot ball, last ball left in this over. There are 3 fielders closer to the batter. One in the slip, one on the fine leg, one on the square leg as well. And they'll get a couple of runs off that last ball. And that's the end of the over. Just 4 runs coming from it. West Indies 197 for 4. Hope on 26, Greaves on 26. And they're still trailing by 352 runs. West Indies looking for a strong partnership on other side. Sri Lanka looking for another breakthrough. And if you look at the upcoming batters, they have the skipper, Roston Chase. And that would be the last important wicket for West Indies. Then they have 4 bowlers. Alzari Joseph, Shamar Joseph, Jaden Seals and Anderson Phillip. Isita Vijay Sundra back into the attack with his 20th over. Starts off with a dot ball. That's a good line. Good length onto the stumps. Bowling from the Sir Curtly Ambrose end. And after that, back-to-back dot balls, there's a single. Hope and Greaves just completed their 50-run partnership. And that was a nice pull shot, but there's a fielder there at the square leg. Played in total control by Justin Greaves. Delivery from Vijay Sundara, the right arm pacer. And it's good so far, they're not taking any risk. But the batters are playing sensibly. That's much fuller from Vijay Sundara. Just defending it back to the bowler. And they'll get two again. And with that 2 runs, it's 200 up for West Indies on the scoreboard. And that was nicely driven over the covers. Easy 2 runs for Shy Hope. And with that, 200 up for West Indies. And the repair job is still going on. Last ball of this over. And they are desperately looking for a good partnership, and that's a boundary. Boundary of that last ball. And West Indies now getting some runs as well on the board. That was nicely driven. Beautifully played by Shy Hope over that mid wicket. And Shy Hope is looking really good. 7 from this over. West Indies 204 for 4. Hope on 32, Greaves on 27. And they're still trailing by 345 runs. West Indies posting a mammoth of total 549 for 9, declaring the innings after playing 5 sessions yesterday. And it's Prabhat Jayasuriya back into the attack with his 23rd over. And the battle is still on with the bat and ball. That's nice delivery. But this time he'll get a single. That was a nice shot from Shay Hope. Just waited for it. Placed it perfectly. Jayasuriya this time over the wicket. Partnership is slowly moving on into 60s. And they need a strong partnership, a long one on this day. And just showing it, just defending it again with the pads. And after that, back-to-back dot balls. There's a single again. Surya bowling round the wicket for the right-handers. Again finding that gap into the mid-wicket and single to end this over. Just 3 runs coming from it. West Indies 207 for 4 after 75. Shy Hope on 33. Justin Greaves on 29. And both the batters have scored equal number of boundaries. West Indies trail by 342 runs. And there's a change in ball. Asita Fernando back into the attack with his 18th over. And begins with a dot ball. Bowling from over the wicket. Right arm pacer, 2 slips in place for Justin Greaves. This time onto the leg side. West Indies now, both the batters need to be mentally prepared for this long day. And if you look, and there we go, much needed boundary. Justin Greaves with his 4th one. And again, that was an excellent cover dive. And beautifully played by Justin Greaves. Timed it to perfection. And with his 4th boundary. Just using the timing. Using the pace rightly. And with that single, there will be a strike rotation. Shy Hope back into the crease. And if you look at the bowling lines between these bowlers, we have seen Vijay Sundra bowling much straighter compared to Asita Fernando. And if you look at the field setup, 2 slips in place, short cover, short mid wicket, short mid on, and mid off as well. Asita Fernando currently bowling at the pace of 130. With that dot ball, just 2 balls left in this over. And there you go with that misfield. Will they get another boundary? Let's see if they get something of it. Yeah, they'll get 2, I guess. Oh, it's a boundary. Misfilled. And that's poor fielding at the deep. And 2 more given. 2 becomes 4. And he was looking quite casual. Placed well, but that 2 becomes 4. Just flicking it, timing it right. And with that dot ball, that's the end of the over. And it's a good over for West Indies. 9 runs coming from it. 216 for 4 after 76. Shea Hope on 37. Justin Greaves on 34. And now they trail by triple 3 runs. 333. And getting that 2 boundaries in that over. And I think this should be the last over before tea. Prabhat Surya to ball the last over before the tea. And starts off with a single that was punched towards the offside. Prabhat Surya with his 24th over. And back-to-back singles. Both the batters need to be mentally strong. They need to be patient. A long way to go. They're still trailing by more than 300 runs. And just hoping that this combination works for them. And that's much better line. Much fuller onto the leg sides. There was an appeal, but nothing from the umpire. Last 2 balls. And again on the leg side. So far, excellent wicket keeping by Kusal Mendes. Just falling outside that leg stump. And that's single number 3 of this over. And with that last ball to be played by Shea Hope. Just playing with a soft hand towards that fine leg. And West Indies fans would be hoping them to play as long as possible. They need a big partnership. And with that dot ball, that's the end of the over. Just 3 runs coming from it. And it's 219 for 4 after 77. Shea Hope on 38. Justin Greaves on 36. And umpire confirms it's time for tea break. And after 77 overs, West Indies 219 for 4. And they're trailing by 330 runs. And so far, Prabhat Jayasuriya and Asita Fernando bowled brilliantly, getting 2 wickets each. And Jayasuriya getting 2 wickets in that session. And that will be tea on the day 3. And if you look at the bowling scorecard for Sri Lanka, Asita Fernando bowled 18 overs, got 2 wickets. Vijay Sundara bowled 20 overs with no wickets for him. Milan Ratnayake, he bowled 13 overs as well. And Prabhat Jayasuriya, 24 overs being bowled by him, 2 wickets for him as well. And the skipper, Dhananjay De Silva, he just bowled 2 overs. And if you look at the Sri Lankan first innings, Udhara scored 188, getting his maiden century. Dinusha, 92. Kamindu Mendes, 84 for him, and Kusal Mendes, 69. And getting that huge total of 549. And in that first innings, let's look at the performance from the bowlers. West Indian. Seals got 2 wickets. Shama Joseph got 2 wickets. Hodge and Greaves getting 1 wicket each. And if you look at the West Indies inning, Campbell is so far the highest run getter. Opening batter scored 72. And then we have Shai Hope and Justin Greaves batting at 38 and 36. And let's see how the game goes on after the tea break. So stay tuned, we'll resume the game shortly. Okay, we're back after the tea. Sri Lanka made 2 breakthroughs in the first hour, but Greaves and Hope have progressed nicely through the back half of the session. The second new ball is due in 3 overs though, so Sri Lanka have that to look forward to in the final session. And if we see who won the second session of the day 3, Sri Lanka struck first, West Indies answered later. The visitors still remained firmly in command, but the host finally found a partnership worth celebrating. So let's see. Final session of the day. Hope and Greaves dug deep, stitched together an unbeaten 75-run partnership on the 5th wicket stand, carried the total to 219 in 77 overs at tea, and trimmed the deficit to 330 runs. And it's still game on. Maybe Sri Lanka still had the upper hand though. We'll see some spin attack. As Sonal Dinusha, a new bowler, has been introduced by Sri Lanka after the tea, and would be hoping for another breakthrough. West Indies still have the skipper Roston Chase at number 6, or number 7, I would say. Okay, welcome everyone on the YooCric. It's day 3 and it's session 3 now. Sonal Dinusha, if you look at his stats, 3 innings, 5 wickets in his test career. And here we go, starts off with a single. Welcome everyone after the tea. This time is bowling over the wicket. And that was been played nicely towards that square leg. Now it's day 3, session 3. Match has been played at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, North Sound, Antigua. Back-to-back singles to start this over. And now that's 3 singles in a row. West Indies would be hoping to finish this last session wicketless, hoping to build a partnership around 100. And there are 2 men close, a different field setup from the Sri Lankan skipper. 2 players at the short, 1 at the slip, 1 at the short square leg. With that dot ball, last ball of this over. And this time on the fuller around the middle, just defended back to the bowler. And just a single to end this over. And just driving off towards that cover region for that single. Just 4 runs coming from it. West Indies 223 for 4. Shea Hope on 40, Justin Greaves on 38. And they're still trailing by 326 runs. And welcome everyone. It's day 3, session 3. And West Indies would be hoping for a good long session. Dinusha has got significant drift after pitching, and it might enhance Dhananjay De Silva thought of bowling more overs with the spin before taking the new ball. And they just have 2 overs remaining to get that new ball. Jayasuriya. Oh, that's a good spin. And they're getting some spin now. Prabhat Jayasuriya with his 25th over. Got 2 wickets today. And it would be interesting to see if they take that new ball. Hat-trick dot balls to begin for Jayasuriya. Again defending off. And that first delivery turned a lot. And there is something for the spinners. First run of this over. And both the batters have to be mindful. They need to play patiently. And single on that long off. Just rotated the strike. Last ball of this over. And it's a dot ball again. Just 1 run from this over. West Indies 224 for 4 after 79. Shea Hope on 41. Justin Greaves on 38. And they are still trailing by 325 runs. And it would be interesting to see, could West Indies find a way back from here? Hope and Greaves refuse to panic, absorb the pressure, and slowly turn singles into partnerships. Their unbeaten 80-run stand came off 134 balls, with the 50 partnership arriving in the 92 deliveries. And West Indies, they're still around more than 100 runs to avoid the follow-on. While Sri Lanka, they just need 6 wickets to bat once in this test. The evening session promises a fascinating tug-of-war. Survival versus supremacy. The action continues. Let's see. Just 1 run from this over. Sonal Dinusha with his second over. And with that dot ball, last ball. That was drifting into the stumps. And dot ball to end this over. Single again from it. West Indies 2-5 for 4 after 80. Shea Hope on 42. Greaves on 38. And they trailed by 324 runs. It's Prabha Jayasuriya once again back into the attack. And dot ball to begin. Back with his 26th over. He has been the wicket taker of the day for Sri Lanka. Got 2 wickets. Gavin Hodge and Amir Jangu. This time it's a boundary. And Shai Hope is on 46 now. Just one big hit away from his 50. And that was driven nicely towards that deep mid wicket. And now it's a good sign for West Indies batters. They are applying pressure on the bowlers now. And Shea Hope is picking the length really well. Just timing it well. Just 4 runs needed for his half century. Just hitting the length rightly. Again punching it to the covers. Another single. With that, last ball of this over. So far, 5 runs coming from it. Let's see what will we see from that last delivery. We just have to wait for it. And just a single again. And that's back-to-back single to end this over. 6 runs coming from it. West Indies 2-3-1 for 4 after 81. Shea Hope just 3 runs away now from his 50. Justin Greaves, another ball. They have taken the new ball. And they have opted for it. The new ball is available. And they have taken it. Vijay Sundra to ball with the new. And Sri Lanka have taken the second new ball now. Vijay Sundra comes back to attack, replacing Sonal Dinusha. And he starts off with a dot ball. And now it would be a challenge for the batters. And let's see how they respond. Two slips in place. And both the batters have well set now. They have the experience. And there you go, boundary. Now Justin Greaves with that boundary, he crosses 40. Both the batters are very close to their half century. And that was a pitch. It was in the air for a while. And I think that's not a boundary. Third man did a well job. And it would be interesting to see how many runs they got it. Did they take two? Is it two or is it three? You just need to confirm it. Yeah, it's just two. That was brilliant effort. At the point, backward point. Saving 2 runs. Pulling the ball back from the boundary. Vijay Sundra bowling over the wicket. 2 slips and a gully in place now. And this time straight to the bowler. Milan Ratnayake saving 2 runs for the team. And that's another dot ball. Back-to-back dot balls. And there you go. After missing that on second ball, this time Justin Greaves, he finds it. That was fuller ball, fuller length. And that was the class shot from Justin Greaves. Down the ground. Sheer power. And with that, boundaries on 45. Both the batters just one big hit away from getting that half century. And with that dot ball, that's the end of the over. And that was wonderful hit from Greaves. Good balance. Timing it perfectly. A boundary and 2 runs from it. 6 from that over. West Indies 237 for 4 after 82. Shea Hope on 47. Justin Greaves on 45. And West Indies, they trail by 312 runs. And so far, batters have showed really good control, responsible batting from both the batters so far in this third session. After losing 4 wickets, they needed a partnership, and so far both the batters have done fantastic. Asita Fernando starts off with a dot ball and back into the attack with his 19th over. Justin Greaves understood that playing the shots will be a way to counter the new ball. And that was a spectacular off drive for 4 and took 6 runs from that over. Asita Fernando with the new ball. Two slips, Senegal in place. A fielder at short cover, mid on. Asita Fernando replacing Prabhat Jayasuriya in the attack. Now 2 pacers from both the end. And that's the first run of this over. Just tucking it towards that mid wicket. And Shai just 2 away from his half century. And that was a good delivery, angling in full and round middle. Flicked it down to the mid on. I would say between mid on mid wicket. Yeah, this time just shoulders his arm. Two balls to go. And that's a solid partnership of 94 between Hope and Greaves. And they are still continuing it. With that dot ball. Last ball of this over. And we didn't see that bounce. Batter expected a bounce, but it stayed too low. And that's a dot ball again. 5 dots and a single from this over. West Indies 238 for 4 after 83. Both the batters are very close to their half century. Hope on 48, Greaves on 45. And they still trail by 311 runs. Isita Vijayasundara back into the attack with his 22nd over. Over the wicket and just shoulders his arm. Dot ball to start. That was a good lunge. And if you look at the pace, Vijayasundara is bowling around 120, 125. This time he again defends it to the covers. No runs. And there you go. With that 2 runs, Shashyt completes his half century. And that's a brilliant inning so far from him. Just playing towards that backward square leg. That was a long chase, but he'll get that 2 runs. And 50 for Shashyt. And that's a well played half century from the wicketkeeper batter. And it's his first against Sri Lanka. Gets there in 90 balls. And after that half century, boundary for Hope. After completing his 7th Test 50 and his first against Sri Lanka. Beautifully driven. What a cover drive from Shashyt. Stunning shot. And that was nicely played by Shashyt. And that's his 6th boundary of this innings. And they have built a solid partnership. 100 partnership is up for both the batters. And with that dot ball, last ball of this over. But just outstanding batting from Hope. And Hope giving a hope to West Indies. And that was delight to watch. And is that another boundary? 2 in this over. And another boundary of that last ball. And this time again down the ground. Beautiful placement. First it was the offside. Now it's down the ground. And superb timing from Shashyt and fantastic end to this over. 10 runs coming from it. 2 boundaries and a double. West Indies 248 for 4 after 84. Shashyt just completing his half century. He's on 58. Justin Greaves on 45. And they're now trailing by 301 runs. And batters are looking good today. And that was a fantastic shot. There's an appeal. Umpire is unmoved. And I think umpire took a long time. And if we look at the review, Sri Lanka have 2 reviews left. And they have taken it. And they have gone upstairs. Let's see if it's hitting the wicket. It's looking quite close. So let's have a look at the ball tracker. And that would be an interesting wicket if they get it. Yeah, it's looking quite close. It would be interesting to see if there's any bat involved. Yeah, it has been given not out. And yeah, there is an outside. Sorry, there's an inside edge. And we can see a clear spike on the ultra edge. And ball has made the contact with the bat. And the third umpire has signaled it not out. And they lost the review. And inside edge just saved the batter this time. Sri Lanka, they just have 1 review left. Sri Lanka have 3 reviews. And that inside edge saving him. There was an enormous appeal. And that was a fantastic decision from the umpire Ehsan Raza, as there was a thick inside edge. And the on-field decision is upheld. And this time straight to the fielder. Pitches it up full and around off, driven down to the mid-off. And that's hat-trick dots. Again driven to the mid-off. And no runs again. And Sri Lanka trying to build some more pressure on the batters. And these batters have absorbed the pressure really well. Partnership of 104 of 166 balls. Just 2 balls left in this over. And we can see that extra bounce. Justin Greaves is handling it well. And there you go, that's a boundary. After that well defensive shot, Justin Greaves just 1 run away from his half century. And he's looking well concentrated. His focus. That was a great hit. Just hammered it towards the covers region. And it's a no ball plus boundary. And they'll get an extra run for it. And it's looking good. It's Justin Greaves. No ball plus boundary. That was on the length, wide offside off. Justin gets the width to work. Slaps it down through the cover region. And 250 up as well for the host. And with that single, 50 up for Justin Greaves. A well-deserved half century. And he gets there in 85 balls. Applause from the dugout. And a well-played innings. And with that single, last ball of this over. Getting that pull shot, single at the square leg, and gets his half century. And with that dot ball, that's the end of the over. Asita Fernando, 6 runs from it. West Indies 254 for 4 after 85. Both the batters completing their half century. Hope on 58, Greaves on 50. And now West Indies, they trail by 295 runs. And it was a real delight to watch these batters play today. Total temperament. Played a solid innings. And the partnership of 110. And there's a change in the attack. Milan Ratnaike continuing with his 14th over the wicket. And that's down the leg side. Starts off with a dot ball. And as expected, Vijay Sundra has been taken off the attack. Ratnaike to operate with the second new ball. And if you see, Hope is much better than his record suggests. Glad to see his record catching up with his class. And that's 3 dots in a row. And that's another dot ball. Just 2 balls left in this over. Again, just shouldering it off. Taking no risk. This time he left alone. And with that dot ball, last ball of this over. Just sending it back to the bowler. That was a nice defensive shot from Greaves. And with that, let's see what will we see from that last ball. Will this be a maiden over for Ratnayake? It's a boundary. But let's wait for the confirmation. Yeah, it's a boundary. And boundary ruins this over of Milan Ratnayake. 5 dots. And a boundary of that last delivery. That's a brilliant shot. Beautifully played by Justin Greaves. And 4 runs to end this over. West Indies 258 for 4. Shashyt 158, Greaves on 54. And now they trail by 291 runs. Milan Ratnayake had a good going in the first 5 balls, but he erred in the length to consider boundary in the final ball. Lasita Fernando back into the attack with his 21st over. Dot ball to begin with. 2 slips and a gully in place for Shashyt. And first run of this over. Just playing with the soft hands over the mid wicket for a single. And Justin Greaves could be the all-rounder after holder that West Indies was searching for. A batter with an average of 30 and bowling average below 30s as well. This time he left alone. Another dot ball. And Seamers are bowling well today. And let's see if they can get some wickets at this last session. They have taken a new ball. And well defended by Greaves again. That was a short length delivery. So far, just one run from this over. Last two balls. And there you go, another dot ball. Last ball to go. And that was driven straight to the bowler. Justin Greaves looking more controlled. Four dots and a single so far in this over. Let's see on the last ball. And that's another dot ball. Just one run from it. West Indies 259 for 4 after 87. Hope on 59, Greaves on 54. And they trail by 290 runs. Milan Ratnake back into the attack with his 15th over. And again starts off with a dot ball. Bowling over the wicket. A slip and gully in place. Into the stumps. Well blocked. A different field set by Milan Ratnake. That was a fuller length delivery. And there's a short extra cover. There's a short mid wicket as well. And now that's 3 dot in a row. Good start for Ratnake. Just attacking onto the stumps. Again, good length delivery around off. Hope shoulders his arm. Last 2 balls to go. And if you look at the pace, Milan Ratnake He's bowling around 120 kmph. There was again a shot of a good length outside off. Hope dabs it down to gully. And that will be another dot ball. And last ball of this over. Will this be a maiden for Ratnaike? 5 dots in a row. And with that dot ball, it's a maiden over for Ratnaike. And that's the end of the over. West Indies 259 for 4 after 88. Hope on 59, Greaves on 54. And they trail by 290 runs. And if we look at the session run rate, they're batting around 3.6. Asita Fernando back into the attack with his 22nd over. This time that's a cover shot, but just for 1 run. And it's good to see Greaves growing in confidence. And again, there's 2 slip and gully in place for Shea Hope. And that's another single. And this time pulls it towards the square leg for another single. That was a short length delivery. With that dot ball, so far just 2 runs from that first 4 balls. 2 balls to go. Oh, there's a bad news. Just hitting onto the thigh pad. And is looking in some discomfort. And I think we just have to wait for some time. He's looking in some pain, so let's wait for the physio to have a check. Yeah, he's looking good. We're all set. But he gets up quickly. He's looking good now. And that's a good sign. Not wasting much time. Greaves got hurt, but he's fine now. With that dot ball just left alone. Last ball of this over. And the ball hit him in the unprotected area between the pad and the thigh pad. And this time he lets it go to the keeper. And now we'll see from that last ball. And just a single again. And just a single to end this over. Let's wait for it. It's nothing. Yeah, they tried to go for it. But Hope denies it. And there is no run from that last ball. Just 2 runs from this over. West Indies 2-6-1 for 4 after 89. Hope on 60. Greaves on 55. And now they're trailing by 288 runs. Another tight over from Asita Fernando. Ratnaike back into the attack with the 16th over. The right arm pacer begins with a dot ball. Bowling over the wicket from Sir Curtly Ambrose and Asli Pangali in play as he left it alone. And that was a good length outside off. And if you look at the pace, Ratnaike constantly bowling around 120, 125, something between that. And that's back-to-back dot balls to start this over. Defended on the back foot. And we are seeing some tight overs from Sri Lankan bowlers. Fernando and Ratnaike. Just putting some pressure on the batters. Again, he leaves it alone. And they do have a deep backward square leg. And again onto the stumps. Just dabs it to the mid on. And no run again. And just 2 balls left in his over. This time they'll get a single first run of this over. And there's a slip and a gully in place for the batters. Just flicking it off towards that mid wicket. Last ball of this over. And that's a boundary. And after that, 4 dot balls and a single. Ends this over with a boundary. Justin Greaves. That was placed nicely over the deep mid wicket. And that was beautifully timed by Justin Greaves. And he doesn't miss shots like that. A boundary to end this over. 5 runs from it. 266 for 4. Hope on 61, Greaves on 59. And now they're trailing by 283 runs. And if you look at the bowling stats, 2 wickets for Sita Fernando, 2 wickets for Jayasuriya. Whips it to the deep mid wicket for a boundary of that last ball. Greaves has been so good on the pads. Exquisite touch from him. And change of ends. Sita Vijayasundara replacing Fernando. That's interesting from Sri Lanka. And starts off with a wide ball. There was 2 outside of the stumps. Shai just shoulders his arm. And we can see that shaping away. Getting some movement for the bowlers. But wide call, that was a bit surprising. Partnership is still getting solid for the batters. 124 now of 200 balls. And that was nicely driven again on the offside for a single. And we still have 23 overs remaining in this day. And back-to-back dot balls after that single. Much better length from Vijay Sundra, just leaving it alone. Constantly bowling at the pace of 120. With that single, last ball left in this over. And most of the deliveries just consistently bowling at the good length. And there is a protection at the offside. Last ball of this over. And that's back-to-back singles to end this over. We still have 23 overs remaining on this day. And nicely played over that mid wicket. Single to end this over. Just 4 runs coming from it. 270 for 4 after 91 West Indies. Hope on 63, Greaves on 60. And they still trail by 279 runs. And there's a change in ball attack. Prabhajay Surya back with his 27th over. And now we are back to spin. A slip and short leg in place. Prabhajay Surya replacing Milan Ratnaike. Bowling round the wicket. And now that's 3 dots in a row. Good length on off. Goes back and defends it. And that's just tight line from Jayasuriya. Just bowling into the line of stumps. This time goes deep in the crease, defends it. And that's the first run. First run from the over. And just towards that offside. They were looking for 2? No, just a 1. Just 1 from that. 1 ball to go. And back-to-back singles. And single to end this over. Just 2 from that over of Jayasuriya. Just punching in. That was a quick single. Punching in. Punching it to the mid-off. 2 from that over. West Indies 272 for 4 after 92. Hope on 64, Greaves on 61, and they trail by 277 runs. Isita Vijayasundara to continue. Jayasuriya to try his luck with the harder ball. That was an interesting over from the spinner. Vijayasundara back into the attack with his 24th over. Starts off with a dot ball. 2 slips and a gully in place. He leaves it alone. And that's a single. And there was a pitch, was in the air for a while, but straight into the covers for a single. The aerial cover drive goes into the backward point. And that's shaping away. Just shoulders his arm. And that's a good length ball. So far, just 1 run from this over. 2 balls to go. Hope just shoulders his arm again. Not interested. At this moment, both the batters are playing safely, taking no risk. And with that dot ball, we have reached towards that final ball of this over. Oh, that was very close to the bat. That was very close. But he was beaten this time, but excellent delivery from Vijayasundara. That was just shaping away close to the bat. And there was no way he could have left that. And with that last ball, it's dot again. And that's the end of the over. Just a single from it. West Indies 273 for 4 after 93. Hope on 64, Greaves on 62. And they still trail by 276 runs. It's time for drinks break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back shortly. Okay, warm welcome to everyone. Drinks breaks are done. And we are back into this game. The fifth wicket partnership between Hope and Greaves has risen to 129. And they are looking very comfortable in the middle. Prabhat Jayasuriya back into the attack with his 28th over. Sri Lankan bowlers have hardly tested the Caribbean batters with the second new ball. And the run flow continued as they erred in the line and length occasionally. Sri Lanka have to break the stand as soon as possible. And West Indies, they still trail by 275 runs. And there's still no luck for Sri Lanka in the last couple of hours of play. Can they turn it around in the home stretch of day 3? Let's see, this is gonna be an interesting last session. First run of that square leg region. Justin Greaves getting that single. Just 2 balls to go. That was very close to the bat. There was an appeal, but umpires was unmoved, not interested. That was a tossed up delivery. It narrowly beats the bat. And after that, a single again with that single last ball left in this over. So far, just 2 runs coming from it. Nicely driven at the covers. And that's a dot ball. A dot to end this over. Prabhat Jayasuriya giving just 2 runs in this over. West Indies 275 for 4 after 94. Hope on 65, Greaves on 63. And they have built a solid partnership of 131. And they trail by 274 runs. They are going strong. And I think we still have around 20 overs left in this day. And that's an excellent shot from shashyt. Boundary of the first ball. Isita Vijayasundara back into the attack with his 25th over. And that was a lucky boundary. Getting that inside edge, he was a bit lucky. But he will take it. And boundary to start a new over. And they're continuing to find those runs. That was a good length delivery, shaping away. He tried to get it, but getting that inside edge. He stretched a bit forward, but it hits the inside part of the bat and skims away fine. Again an appeal for LBW, but I think umpire was not interested again. And that's a good comeback from Vijayasundara after that boundary. A sticky boundary. A great start to the over. Let's see how he comebacks. And let's see how Dhananjay De Silva, how he plans from here on. Struggling to get a wicket, struggling to break this partnership as well. And this time it was much fuller, who blocks it on the front foot. And I think both the batters are looking in total control. Sri Lanka need to create some wicket-taking opportunities. That was much fuller again. That was an over-pitch delivery from Vijay Sundara. Short cover fielder stops it, but again no runs. And with that dot ball, last ball left in this over. And is that a boundary again? And Shai started this over with a boundary. And he ends this over. It's not the end. It's a fifth ball. Nicely driven over the covers. And there's still a ball to go. And that was a solid execution from Shai. He's on 70s now. And he is looking in a brilliant form today. Excellently played. And he finally finds off in the middle. And with that dot ball, that's the end of the over. Just 8 runs coming from it, and that too of 2 boundaries. A sticky boundary and a cover boundary. West Indies 283 for 4 after 95. Hope on 73, Greaves on 63, and they still trail back 266 runs. And here we go, time for again spin action. Prabha Surya back into the attack with his 29th over. And begins with a dot ball. Onto the pad, there was an appeal. And umpire unmoved again. Will they go for it? It was drifting down the leg side. And I think they have not taken the risk. Let's see. Yeah, they seems to be not interested. Appeal for LBW, but it is turned down. Greaves goes back to tuck, but it drifts, stays low, and hit him on the pads. Yeah, that impact was very close to the stumps. But they are a bit cautious as they only have one review left. And this time again he defends it. Defends it to the cover. And that's the first run. That was a quick single. Direct hit. Yeah, but that was a good running. Good running between the wicket. Greaves pushes it towards the mid-on, sprints through for a quick single. And that was a risky run. Just 2 balls left in this over. Jayasuriya bowling round the wicket. Again much fuller. Hope defends it. So far, just one run coming from it. Let's see what we see from that last ball. And just a single again. And single to end this over. Just 2 runs coming from it. West Indies 285 for 4 after 96. Hope on 74, Greaves on 64. And they still trail by 264 runs. Sri Lanka struggling in this session to find a wicket. And we still have minimum overs left today is 18. And Milan Ratnayake back into the attack with his 17th over. And this has been a good session for West Indies. Both the batters are looking rock solid. And partnership is getting close to 150. Ratnayake comes back into the attack, replacing Isita Vijayasundara. And that was a good decision. They didn't wait for review for that LBW. Ratnayake starts off with a dot ball. The right arm pacer. And that was full delivery at the off stump. Hope drives it to the mid-on. So far, Sri Lanka have used 6 bowlers and only 2 bowlers were successful to get wickets. Asita Fernando and Jayasuriya getting 2 wickets each. And good thing for West Indies, both the batters are playing cautiously, not taking any risk, just handling the pressure. Now that's 3 dot in a row. Hope staying calm on the crease, again defending it towards that mid-off. And they need a lot of concentration. Sri Lanka know that this partnership means a lot to them. They need a breakthrough. And with that dot ball, last ball left in this over. Will that be a maiden for Ratnayake? This time he leaves it alone. Let's see what can we see from that last ball. Just a single. It won't be a medal. Single of that last ball. And just there was an inside edge. Played it towards that short square leg for a single. And with that, that's the end of the over. Just one run coming from it. West Indies 286 for 4 after 97. Hope on 75. Greaves on 64. And they still trail by 263 runs. Vijay Surya back into the attack with his 30th over now. Starts off with a single. This time is bowling round the wicket. That was tossed up. Full at the off stump. Drives to the long off for a single. There's a slip in place. And again, that was a nice defensive shot from Greaves. Much flatter though. And this time he punches down to the square, punches down to the covers, but no runs again. Single and 3 dots in a row. Again, towards that mid-on, no runs again. 4 dots in a row now with that last ball of this over. Oh, that was very close to the bat. Go straight to the keeper. But this time, he won't miss this. Justin Greaves with a boundary. And both the batters have scored 9 boundaries in this innings. And it was nicely played, finding the gap towards that long on. There was no fielder out there. And ended this over with a boundary. 5 runs coming from it. West Indies 291 for 4 after 98. Hope on 76. Greaves on 68. And they trail by 258 runs. And we still have around 16 overs left in this day 3. And at this moment, things are looking quite comfortable for West Indies. Milan Ratnayake back into the attack with his 18th over. And single to begin. A slip and a gully in place for the right-hander. Getting that extra bounce. Short ball at the body. Hope had looked to work to that leg, but it hits him on the glove. And I think at this moment both the batters are having a good mental strength. Both the batters played around 248 balls. And partnership just 2 runs away from that 150 stand. This time he leaves it alone. Back-to-back dot balls after that single. Milan Ratnaike. Oh, it's shaping away. Getting some movement. That was a hard hit. Hard land delivery. And if you look at the pace, Ratnaike bowling at around 120 to 125 kmph. And Justin Greaves was actually interested to play that, but aborts at the last minute. I would say last second. Again, fence to the point, no runs. Just 2 balls left in this over. And there you go, another dot ball. So far, just 1 run coming from it. Let's see what will we see from that last ball. Yeah, that was a short delivery from Ratnaike. Much quicker. And just a single of that last ball. I think they made it 2. And batters are getting more comfortable every over. And with that 2 runs, partnership of 150 runs comes up between Hope and Greaves. And played with the soft hands towards that third man region where they picked up 2 runs. And that's just outstanding partnership between these batters. 150 of 252 balls. Just 3 runs from this over. West Indies 294 for 4 after 99. Hope on 77, Greaves on 70. And they still trail by 255 runs. And if we look, it's an equal contribution from both the batters. 72 from Hope, 70 from Greaves. Just continuing with the run scoring for the team. And even batting styles are quite similar. Only 15 overs left today. Let's see, can Sri Lanka, can they get a breakthrough? And And there's a short hydration break. Well, we're back into this game after that short break. Prabhat Jayasuriya back into the attack with his 31st over. Back-to-back dot ball, this time bowling round the wicket. Hope drives it to the short cover fielder, but no runs. Sri Lanka are desperate for wickets now if they are to find a way back into the series. And between that, Shy Hope is getting some wrapping done on his right index finger. Again a good length delivery at the fourth stump. Hope again blocks it on the back foot. And now that's 4 dots in a row. Prabhat Jayasuriya got 2 wickets today. And that's much better line onto the stumps. He blocks it. And now that's 5 dots in a row. Will that be a maiden for Jayasuriya? Last ball of this over. And that's a maiden. A tight over from Jayasuriya. And a maiden over as well. West Indies 294 for 4 now. Hope on 77, Greaves on 70. And they still trail by 255 runs. And if you look at the fall of wickets, 33 for 1, they got that first wicket, 122 for 2, and they got some quick wickets. They went 135 for 3, 144 for 4, and after that, this long partnership, a solid partnership between Hope and Greaves, 150 of 258 balls. Milan Ratnayake back into the attack. Ratnayake continuing with his 19th over and starts off with the dot ball. A slip in a place. No, it's a gully in a place. That was way outside the leg stump. And much bit pacey. Balled around 130 kmph. And he doesn't have to bother with that. That was going outside that leg stump. And there's a deep backward square leg in place. So let's see what are their plans now. Sri Lanka again desperate for that breakthrough. 150 partnership is up for both the batters. And we can see that some fielders out on the leg side, suggesting Greaves is going to get some short stuff. Let's see if he'll take some risks. And that's 3 dots in a row for Ratnayake. And we are seeing some short deliveries from Ratnayake. And if you look at that wicket of John Campbell, he departed for 72 and he gave away his wicket. That was a short delivery and they completely trapped him. And they're trying similar again with Greaves. Let's see, can they get this time? Just 2 balls left in this over. And that's another short delivery. Shaping away towards that off stump. With that dot ball, last ball of this over. Will this be a maiden again for Ratnayake? So many short balls in this over. And it's not always easy to constantly get that short deliveries at the right pace. Ratnayake bowling around 125 to 130 kmph. And that's a maiden over. Dot ball to end this over. And that was a tight over again from Ratnayake. West Indies 294 for 4 after 101. Hope on 77, Greaves on 70. And they trail by 255 runs. But Jayasuriya back into the attack with his 32nd over. Back-to-back dot balls. A slip in the place. Bowling from round the wicket. And he defends again. And we can see some tossed up deliveries from Jayasuriya. And if we say, just superb from West Indies. They have absorbed the pressure throughout the day. And once they were under pressure. But now things are looking much better. This time drives it again towards the point, but no runs. And will that be a maiden over again? Back to back two maiden overs. And will this be a third one? And he defends it. Well defended by Hope. And that's a maiden over. Another tight over from Jayasuriya. West Indies 294 for 4 after 102. Hope on 77, Greaves on 70. And they still trail by 255 runs. Back to back. Excellent overs from Sri Lanka. Asita Fernando is back. And starts off with a single. Fernando continuing with his 23rd over. He got 2 wickets as well. And they'll be hoping for another breakthrough. Let's see if they get it. This time he's bowling down the wicket. And short ball plan coming up for Sri Lanka. Shea Hope, Justin Greaves, both the batters are looking composed. They just want to finish this day without losing any wicket. So far, just a single and a dot ball in this over. A bit of change in the field. Again, couple of runs. I'll just wait for it. And there's a lot of protection at the leg side. And this time on to the point. 2 is the call. And that's good running between the wicket. That's excellent running. And he comes back for the second run quickly. Just guiding it to the deep point. And the conditions are slightly overcast at the stadium. And that was shaping away. Short delivery. He leaves it alone. And floodlights have flickered in the North Sound. And it looks like Sri Lankan bowlers are forcing them to play the short deliveries. And let's see how long it continues. And we are seeing back-to-back short balls from Asita Fernando. And Shai Hope bit surprised looking at those deliveries. And there you go, another dot ball. And one for the over is already signaled, as they are constantly putting pressure with the short deliveries. Last ball of this over. This time going round the wicket. And again another short delivery. And Hope is not interested, just leaves it alone. And with that dot ball, that's the end of the over. Just 3 runs coming from it. West Indies 297 for 4 after 103. Hope on 79, Greaves on 71. And they still trail by 252 runs. And this over was only with short balls. We didn't see any good length or fuller length deliveries from Asita Fernando. Sri Lanka with different game plan. But Jayasuriya back into the attack with his 33rd over. Starts off with a dot ball. And we can see some spin attack as well. Spin and pace. Both are working together for Sri Lanka to get a breakthrough. This time around the wicket. And there goes an appeal. Umpire was unmoved. Not much turn on that one. We're not seeing that much turn. It was angling down the leg side. And that's a good start for Jayasuriya. Much pacey from Jayasuriya on that delivery. So far, good stuff. 97 kmph from the spinner, Prabhat Jayasuriya. The pace on delivery beats Greaves. And so far, it's been a good over from him. 4 dots in a row. Just 2 balls left in this over. This time he leaves it alone. Again, full length at the 5th stump. And he leaves it again. So far, it has been good over from Jayasuriya. And it's a maiden again. Another tight over from the spinner. West Indies 297 for 4. Hope on 79. Greaves on 71. And they still trail by 252 runs. Sri Lanka would be hoping for a breakthrough. Let's see, can they find it? Asita Fernando back into the attack with his 24th over. And there are two fielders. One at the slip, one at the gully. And a lot of protection at the leg side. Starts off with a dot ball. And that's the first run of this over. A rotation of strike. And we can see two fielders in the slip. Asita bowling from over the wicket. Getting that single over that deep square leg. And now both the batters have spent a lot of time on the crease. And they are looking well set as well. Sri Lanka would be eager to get that wicket. This time it changes the side. Continuing from over the wicket. He aborts at the last second. And we can see some pace from Asita Fernando. Bowling at the speed of around 130, 132 kmph. And that second single of this over. Again, inside edge. It goes past square leg region for a single. Just 2 balls left in this over. Back-to-back singles. And with that, 300 is up for West Indies. And they have batted really well to reach that total. .300 with loss of 4 wickets at the day 3. And they wanted 2. Let's see if they get it. Yeah, they'll get 2. Couple of runs from that 5th ball. Last ball of this over. And that will be a dot ball. Dot ball to end this over. Just 4 runs coming from it. West Indies crossing that 300 on the scoreboard. 30144. Hope on 82. Greaves on 72. And they trail by 248 runs. And if you look at the number of overs we have today, we still have around 9 overs left. And if you look at the partnership, 157 of 288 balls. Just brilliant batting from both the batters. Building that strong partnership. Jayasuriya to continue with his 34th over. And again starts off with a dot ball. And there you go, just a single. And we can see that delivery being slightly quicker. Sri Lankan bowlers trying something different to get a breakthrough before the end of the day. And that was nicely driven towards the cover. And strike rotation is also well important for West Indies, and they have been doing it just brilliantly. Last 2 balls. Much quicker, much fuller this time. 92 kmph from the spinner. And with that dot ball, last ball left in this over. And it's dot again. And that's just good bowling from Jayasuriya. We're not seeing much turn. But just using some pace. Jayasuriya putting the pressure. Just 1 run from that over. West Indies 30244. Hope on 82. Greaves on 73. And they still trail by 247 runs. And if you look at the West Indies innings, 33 boundaries, 2 maximums from the first innings. And Asita Fernando back into the attack with his 25th over. And begins with a dot ball straight onto the stumps. He just tucks it away towards the mid-on, but no runs. That was a short of a length delivery. Defends it on a back foot. Another full length delivery placed towards that mid off. Another dot ball. Sri Lankan bowlers trying really hard, but they are not finding any success. And the struggle is still going on for that fifth wicket. Asita Fernando from over the wicket. There's a slip and gully in place for Justin Greaves. And that was much shorter. A short length delivery from Fernando. Kusal Mendes moves to his left and collects it. Short and angling around the leg stump. Just 2 balls left in this over now. And there we go, another dot ball. Will this be a maiden again for Fernando? Again, he leaves it alone. Just shoulders his arms. And with that, last ball left in this over. Justin Greaves to play the last ball and his dot again. And that's again a maiden over for Fernando. West Indies 3-0-2 for 4. Hope on 82, Greaves on 73, and they still trail by 247 runs. And if we look at the number of overs, we have 7 overs are left on this day 3. And there's a change in bowling attack. And Sonal Dinusha comes back. And the left arm orthodox replaces. Let's see, will Sonal Dinusha, can he get something? Round the wicket. Tucks it down the leg side. They'll get 2. And they'll get it quite easily. Dinusha back into the attack with his 3rd over. And so far it has been very good batting from these batters. Partnership has gone above 160 now. Hope punches it to the cover for a single again. And we are into the last 10 minutes of the day 3. And that's nicely played. Justin Greaves. I will just have to wait. Yeah, I most probably looks like a boundary. And after that long break, finally we're seeing a 4 from Justin Greaves. Nicely played over the long on. And there was no one at the deep. And that was excellent placement from Greaves. And it was so pleasing to see that. And this one is a good over for West Indies. So far 7 runs coming from it. 2 balls to go. And in this quick outfield, what a balance, what a shot from Greaves. And that was a much needed boundary for West Indies. With that single, that's the end of the over. Greaves will keep the strike in the next over. A boundary, couple of singles, and a double. 8 runs from that over. West Indies 310 for 4. 310 for 4. Hope on 85. Greaves on 78. And this trailed by 239 runs. And maybe we have like more 2 or 3 overs. And if you look at the final session, 31 overs, 90 plus runs. And we are seeing spin from both the ends. It's Prabhat Jayasuriya from other end. Bowling round the wicket, starts off with a dot ball. Switching the ends, continuing with his 35th over. And that's the first run. Much flatter from Jayasuriya. Just pushing it to the offside for an easy single. And with that dot ball, just 2 balls left in this over. And West Indies would be hoping to go wicketless on this day 3. And on other side, Sri Lanka would be hoping for a wicket. And with that dot ball, we have reached towards that final ball of this over. And it will be dot again. Just defending it to the covers. And again no runs. Just 1 run from that over. West Indies 311 for 4. Hope on 85, Greaves on 79. And they trail by 238 runs. And it's Sonal Dinusha back again for another over. Starts off with a single. Dinusha with his fourth over from round the wicket. Just played towards that cover for a single. And this might be the final over of day 3. And that's again a good delivery, blocks it. Shashyt. That was into the stumps. And that was a good defensive shot from Shashyt. And on the back foot, total balanced. And he has so much confidence. And this time again, another single. Just 2 balls left. And that was driven beautifully towards the cover again. 2 singles, and there you go, another one. We have seen 2 singles over that sweeper cover. And with that last ball of this over, two at the covers, single at the mid-on. And that's a dot ball. Dot ball to end this over. Just 3 runs coming from it. West Indies 314 for 4. Hope on 86, Greaves on 81. And they trail by 235 runs. And we're still waiting for the umpire's call, whether that will be the last over or not. And they're having some chat. Still waiting for the confirmation. And I think that they're trying to play one more. Yeah, maybe one more over. Yeah, looks like we'll have one more over. And Jayasuriya to ball it. And he starts off with 2 runs. Justin Greaves. And maybe this will be the last over. Prabhat Jayasuriya with his 36th over, bowling round the wicket. And that was a good cover shot. And they got that couple of runs. The scheduled time of play is over, but yes, we will have another over before stumps. Greaves punches it to the covers. And that was onto the stumps, blocks it again. That was a nice defensive shot from Greaves. And with lot of concentration, both the batters have played really well throughout the day, building a partnership of 172. A short cover and a slip fielder in place for Justin Greaves. last 4 balls. And this time onto the fine leg. And they'll get easy too. That would be a long chase for the fielder at the square leg. 2 again. Just 2 balls left in this over now. And with that dot ball, final ball of this over. And that's a dot ball. And that would be the end of the day. 2 doubles and 4 dot balls in this over. 4 runs coming from it. West Indies 318 for 4 after 111 overs. And that was a wonderful session for West Indies. They absorbed the pressure, handled the situation, and played it nicely. And this partnership worked for them. 174 of 324 balls. And Sri Lanka would be disappointed they didn't got any wicket after those 2. Shai Hope on 86, Justin Greaves on 85. And by the end of the day, West Indies trailed by 231 runs. And thanks everyone for joining in. We'll be back tomorrow with the day 4 action.